Hello and welcome back to our Bible story time. I'm so glad that you came today. We're reading stories from the Lectionary Story Bible, which is by Ralph Milton, and I'm so grateful that Ralph gave his permission for us to use his stories. Today we're reading David and Goliath, which is based on 1 Samuel 17, with some portions from chapters 16, 18, and 19 too. David lived in the town of Bethlehem. He liked to hear stories about his great-grandmother Ruth. Ruth had come from a faraway country to live in Bethlehem. David was a shepherd. Each day he took the sheep that belonged to his family and helped them find grass to eat. David liked to sit on the hillsides as he looked after the sheep. Sometimes he made up songs about the sheep, the hills, and God. Sometimes looking after the sheep was easy. Sometimes it could be hard and dangerous. If one of the sheep got lost, David had to find it. If lions and wolves attacked the sheep, David had to chase them away. David used a sling to fight the lions and wolves. The sling was made of 2 strong pieces of string with a patch of leather in between. David put a small stone in the patch of leather and whirled it around his head. When he let go of one string, the stone flew out very fast. David practiced hard until he could hit anything. David used the sling to protect his family's sheep against wild animals. One day, David's father, Jesse, came to David. "Your older brothers are helping King Saul fight in a war," he said. "I want you to take some food to them." So David took the food and walked to where his brothers were. He found that his brothers and all the other soldiers were very afraid. "We are fighting against the Philistines," they said. They pointed to the other side of the valley where the Philistine army was waiting to fight. "One of the Philistines is a very big man named Goliath. Every morning he comes out and yells at us, 'Choose one of your men who is brave enough to fight me. If your man wins the fight, then you will win the war. If I win the fight, then the Philistines will win the war.'" The next morning, David saw Goliath come out and yell at the Hebrew army. Goliath had a big spear in his hand and he looked very fierce. So David said to King Saul, "Let me go and fight Goliath." "But you're just a boy," said King Saul. "How can you fight such a big man?" "I can fight lions and wolves to protect my sheep," David replied. "I can beat Goliath. God will take care of me." David picked up some nice, smooth, round stones. He put one of the stones in his sling. David ran toward Goliath. Goliath laughed when he saw a boy coming up to fight him. But David wasn't afraid. "You come at me with a sharp spear," David called Goliath, "but I come to you with the help of God." David whirled the sling around his head. Out flew a stone that hit Goliath right on the head. Goliath fell down dead. "We won the war," shouted all the Hebrew soldiers. Then they chased the Philistines away. Everybody said, "Hooray for David! He saved us from the Philistines." I'm so glad that you came and joined us for our story time today. I hope you'll be back again tomorrow for another story. Bye for now.